Michael had a question, not a new question, one he had asked before, many times, but this time it felt different, because this time he actually wanted the answer, not the comfortable answer, not the answer that made him feel better, the real one. The question was simple. Why do some people stay poor their entire lives, and why do others keep getting richer? Same planet, same 24 hours, same basic opportunities, but completely different results. Was it luck? Was it education? Was it who your parents were? Was it the country you were born in? Michael used to think so. He used to blame everything around him, the economy, the system, the people above him. But after everything he had been through, after every mistake, every restart, every small win, he realized something uncomfortable. The answer had nothing to do with luck, nothing to do with education, nothing to do with where you came from. It had everything to do with one thing: the system you're running, and most people never even question it. Let's be honest. Most people grew up the same way. Wake up, go to school, come home, watch TV, sleep, repeat. Nobody taught them about money. Nobody showed them how wealth works. Nobody explained the difference between earning money and building money. They just watched the adults around them and copied what they saw. And what did they see? Work hard, get paid, pay bills, survive until next month. That was the system, not because anyone chose it consciously, but because nobody questioned it. It was just normal, and normal is dangerous, because when something feels normal, you stop asking if it's right. Now on the other side, there are people who grew up differently, not necessarily richer, not necessarily smarter, but with a different picture in their head. They saw money as a tool, not just a reward for working. They understood one thing early: money can work for you, or you can work for money. Choose wrong, and you work forever. Choose right, and eventually, the work becomes optional. That one difference changes everything. Now, here's where most people stop me. They say, "But Michael, it's not that simple." Some people are born into poverty. Some people have no opportunities. The system is rigged against certain people. And you know what? They're not completely wrong. There are real disadvantages in this world. There are real barriers, real inequalities. I won't pretend otherwise. But here's the question I want you to sit with. Does knowing the system is unfair help you move forward, or does it keep you standing still? Because here's what I've noticed. Two people can face the same unfair system. One says, this is unfair, I give up. The other says, this is unfair, how do I work around it? Same situation, completely different results. And this isn't about ignoring injustice. It's about understanding one simple truth: you cannot change the system outside until you change the system inside, your own system. The way you think about money, the way you make decisions, the habits you run every single day. That's where the change starts, not out there, in here. Let's talk about real numbers, because numbers don't lie. Two people, both earn $3,000 a month. Person A spends $2,950, saves $50. Person B spends $2,700, keeps $300. After 1 year, Person A has $600 saved. Person B has $3,600, same income, 6 times different result. But wait. Person B doesn't just save the $300. They put it somewhere that grows, even at a simple 10% return after 10 years. Person A has $7,200. Person B has $57,000. Same salary, same 10 years. $50,000 difference. Not because of luck, not because of skill, because of system. Person A's system said, money comes in, money goes out. Person B's system said, money comes in, some stays and grows. That's it. That's the whole difference. And here's what nobody tells you. Person A isn't lazy. Person A isn't stupid. Person A just never learned System B because nobody showed them. Now someone is watching this and thinking, easy to say, but I barely cover my bills. I don't have $300 left at the end of the month. This doesn't apply to me. And I hear you, I really do. Because Michael said the exact same thing for years. But here's what he discovered. It was partially true and partially an excuse, not a cruel excuse, a comfortable one, because when you tell yourself you can't save, you stop looking for ways to save, and when you stop looking, you never find them. Here's a different question, not how do I save more, but where is my money actually going? Most people have no idea. They feel their money disappearing, but they've never tracked it, not even for 1 week. Michael tracked his for 1 month, and what he found shocked him. $80 on subscriptions he forgot about, $120 on food he didn't plan, $60 on things he bought impulsively. That's $260 every single month, gone, without even noticing. The problem wasn't his income. The problem was the leaks, and leaks can be fixed. Here's how the trap works, and pay attention, because this might describe your life right now. Step 1, you need money, so you work. Step 2, you get paid, but expenses grow with income. This is called lifestyle inflation. You earn more, so you spend more. New phone, better apartment, nicer clothes. I deserve this. I worked hard. And you do deserve good things, but deserving something and affording something are two different conversations. Step 3, money runs out before the month ends, not because you're irresponsible, but because your expenses always find a way to match your income. Step 4, you need money again, so you work more. And the cycle repeats every month, every year, for decades. This is called the rat race, and most people run it their entire lives without realizing they're running. They think they're moving forward, but they're just running faster on the same wheel. Here's another thing people say. Rich people just got lucky. They were in the right place at the right time. They had connections, they had advantages. And again, sometimes true. Some people do get lucky. Some people do have unfair advantages. But let's look at the numbers. Studies show that 70% of lottery winners are broke within 5 years. 70%. They got the money. But they didn't have the system. And without the system, the money disappeared, just like it always had. Now flip that. Many of the world's wealthiest people lost everything at some point and rebuilt, not once, but multiple times. Why? Because they had the system. The money was gone, but the knowledge of how to rebuild was still there. That's the real asset, not the money, the system that creates the money. Luck gives you money, system keeps it, and grows it and multiplies it. Luck is a moment, system is a lifetime. Now let's talk about the other side, not the born rich side, the people who started with nothing and built something real. What did they do differently? First, they stopped trading time for money. A job gives you money for your time, but time is limited. You only have 24 hours. So income from a job has a ceiling. The moment you stop working, the money stops coming. Rich people build systems that make money without their time, a product sold while they sleep, an investment that grows quietly, a process that runs without them. Their money works, so they don't have to. Second, they spent money on things that grow, not on things that disappear. A new TV disappears. The moment you buy it, it's worth less. A skill grows, a business grows, an investment grows. Every dollar has a direction, and they choose that direction carefully. Third, they were patient, not excited, not emotional, patient. Because systems don't explode overnight, they build slowly, quietly, consistently. And then one day, the results look sudden, but they weren't. They were just the product of years of doing the right thing when nobody was watching. Michael sat with all of this for a long time, and something became clear. He wasn't poor because he was unlucky. He wasn't stuck because he wasn't smart. He was running a system designed to keep him exactly where he was. Spend everything, work for more, spend that too, repeat. And the scary part? Nobody forced him into it. He chose it, not consciously, but by default, by not questioning it, by not asking, is this the only way? And the answer was always no. There was another way. There had always been another way. He just couldn't see it because he was too busy running the old system, too tired to look up, too scared to stop. But now he had stopped, and he could see clearly. The system was the problem, and the system could be changed. Not overnight, not dramatically, but step by step, decision by decision, dollar by dollar. So Michael made a different choice, not a dramatic one, not overnight, just a small shift. Every time money came in, he asked one question before spending. Does this make me more free or less free? A bill payment, necessary, fine. A random purchase, wait, think. An investment in a skill, yes, always yes. That one question changed how he saw money. It wasn't about being cheap. It wasn't about sacrifice. It was about direction. Every dollar either moves you forward or keeps you in place. Poor systems spend first, think later. Rich systems think first, then spend what's left. Michael had spent years doing the first. Now he was learning the second. And the results, they didn't come immediately. They never do. But they came, quietly, steadily, like a machine warming up. Because that's what systems do. They don't promise, they deliver. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Poor people don't stay poor because they're lazy. Rich people don't stay rich because they're lucky. It's the system. It's always been the system. The poor system says, earn, spend, repeat. The rich system says, earn, keep some, grow it, repeat. One question separates them. What does this money do next? Most people never ask it. Michael finally did, and everything started to change. Not because he found a secret, not because he got lucky, but because he stopped running a system that was never designed for him and started building one that was. You might be watching this right now, thinking the system is against you. Maybe it is. But here's what matters more. What system are you running? Because that's the one you can change, starting today, starting now. The system is simple, the decision is yours.